Hey buddies, Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. Hope your Thursday is going off to a good start. I know that mine is, because we had another video across the 3,000 like mark, which puts us at 233 over 240. Only 7 away now from the TM Trainer run happening here on the YouTube save file, and it's getting down to the nitty gritty. And oh man, it's yeah, we got to start really thinking hard about some strategies that we're going to employ there. But first off, here is your amazing artwork of the day sent in here by Stranger Sensei. Title thread was, I don't know, some art. And then she went on to say, had some fun making this the other day. Had been a while since I did a digital drawing and then added some effects like the fire in a photo program and highlights and such. It kind of inspired, it was kind of inspired by Sin's logo, and then Sin's human character in a realistic-ish style, but still trying to mimic the Isaac-styled character. It took quite a bit, but I'm kind of happy at how it turned out. And now, inevitably, someone asked if it was an AI-generated image, which it was, of course, not. But Stranger Sensei also provided some concept art as well for the piece, and she's also the artist who sent me those amazing drawings of the Sinvicta logo, which I ended up framing and putting on. They're actually in my living room right now. So shout out to Stranger Sensei for being an amazingly talented artist. We love you. Seed day is going to be Golf Zulu Hotel Victor Alpha Bravo 06. Once again, we're starting on an XL floor. Really good stats, though. I got to say, 3.23 tiers, 4.49 damage. Oh, man. And we're also starting off with adrenaline, good amount of HP, and, yeah, good everything to start with here. Book of Belial is also a very good starting item for us if we need some damage to kind of boost over our... well, you know, like overachieve our limits of damage on an early game boss. We can. A Tinted Rock here as well. Yeah, no complaints here. I'm gonna take it. A random soul heart too. I tell you what, you're looking all right. You're looking all right, Eden. But yeah, it always blows me away with just how many incredibly talented artists we have in the mosh pit. And Stranger Sensei, she actually sent it all the way from Europe. And I did pay for the shipping. I made sure of it. I made sure it didn't cost her anything. I paid for the frame and the whole 9 yards and everything. So I always take care of my artists. I pride myself in making sure that, you know, if anyone even... Here's the thing with chocolate milk. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate milk. In some situations, it's an annoying item to take just for me, just because I don't like manually firing. But if we get something like Brimstone, on the other hand, then yeah, obviously it's going to be worth it. Anyway, but yeah, I pride myself on taking care of my artists. I've even paid people who didn't ask to be paid and people who I didn't commission. They just, you know, wanted to do it just out of their own accord, and I've ended up paying them anyway, just because it's, to me, that's just the right thing to do. If someone does something nice for you, I think that you should do something nice for them. So, and people's time is, it's as much of a cliche as it sounds, time is money, and whether or not someone does free art just because they wanted to or not, or, you know, they've been commissioned, obviously they should get recognition for it. So I've always made sure I take care of my artists. That includes Alex, our thumbnail artist, who does a muy bueno job on everything. Very rarely do I have to ask him to change a thumbnail after I sort of passed him along the concepts, and we work hand in hand. I mean, not literally, like we don't hold hands or anything like that while he's drawing them, but we work hand in hand in terms of the idea sharing. You know, sometimes he comes up with concepts, sometimes I come up with concepts for the thumbnails, and I pay him a regular, I don't want to say salary, but like I pay him on the reg for every thumbnail that he does. So don't you worry about taking care of the artist here in the mosh pit. So looking for the other item room, which of course is going to be going right through our big room that I didn't want to go into, but we might as well do a full clear now because it is Curse the XL. So we got to make the most of it, which means that we're also starting one shop behind of where we normally would be. Also possibly one sacrifice room, one secret room, one super secret room, yada, yada, yada. You all know how I feel about XL floors. I think that they are the bane of the existence. Like Curse the Blind, yeah, it's bad. But Curse the Blind, you can still, if you wish to, you can still gamble and take the item. Obviously, it's up to you. But it's you don't lose anything, technically speaking. You just lose your vision on what items you're taking. Curse the XL straight up just takes stuff away from you without any input of you, without any sort of... I mean, it's total RNG. You automatically lose all that kind of stuff, which is the reason why I hate it. And I think you should hate it as well. maybe not hate it, but I strongly dislike Curse the XL. I think it is very, very detrimental to runs and can be very dangerous if you start off with a really bad start. Now, we don't happen to luck out and not start with a bad start here. That was some kind of interesting jump there, I gotta say. Decided to go use Book of Belial against Champion Ragman. If it wasn't Champion Ragman, I may have considered not using the Book of Belial here, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Got ourselves a Binky, gives us a Tears Up, and hopefully it's not Pink Champion Widow. It's not. It's Black Widow. Black Widow is also kind of low-key dangerous. She does spawn quite a bit of spiders, and also that multi-directional shot she does is pretty gnarly. She's like a combination of Widow and Wretched in a way. Except she throws out way more spiders than Wretched does. So, but down she goes. Again, we have a very good, solid amount of tears right here with damage. Didn't even need the Book of Belial. Okay, marbles, which is a big nothing burger of an item. And I mean, the nail would allow us to... It gives us Leviathan. It gives us 1 and 3 of Leviathan, and it also allows us to take a little bit more risks when it comes to like close quarter combat and that sort of thing, because it allows us to generate soul hearts, which is what we need. The Leviathan thing is just a bonus. I think the secret room is there. I'm not 100% sure. It could be there. Go back over them. Yeah, we have no keys, so... And I am going to go at least check the curse room. We are in such a very strong starting position here. We end up getting a nickel, so we can buy... That's a funny game. We can end up buying a premium item if we want to, or we can save it for the next floor. I'm happy that we got a key. Secret room's not there. I have no idea where the secret room is. It's going to be in a weird location. It might be catty corner to the item room, but I'm not going to find out. Super secret room might be there, but we only have 1 bomb. Your detonator is not it. Yeah, you know, I don't think we need to buy a soul heart. We have the nail, so as long as you don't get another XL floor here, we should be okay. Okay. Definitely do not want to use our only key on that. I decided to go with the Locus of Death just because there's no reason for us to take the Bloody Penny just because we have no red hearts to really synergize with. The Rib of Greed is just kind of whatever. You know, we're going to get greed fights regardless. And you have to hold on to the Rib of Greed in order for it to actually work. It does not work just by simply holding on to it at the start of a floor. You actually have to physically have it on Isaac in order for it to be active, which is really dumb. As you see here, we are just plowing through everything at a very good pace. We have a sack room here. It's a cheeky spot. So another nice thing about the nail is that it does give us a good amount of damage, along with the stompy effect. You can't use it against fires though, so don't even try. I'm gonna go ahead and use it now just because I want to keep up with our soul hearts. We need. Oh, fine about that. All right, and we immediately get rid of it because Anima Sola is just that good. Anima Sola is that item. I've ranted and raved about this item so much. People are getting sick of it, and you know what? I don't care because it's still a great item. It's an item that you need to know about. You know, like, you know, clickbait thumbnail. You need to know about this item, the item that no one talks about. You know, all that jazz. This is the item that you want. I also want to get into the store because we have a good amount of money here. So if we can swing that, that would be nice. That's the downside of Anima Sola, though, is that if there happens to be a slightly closer enemy than the one that you actually want to grab with it, it's going to grab the closest target, regardless if it's a statue, regardless if it's a spike block or a little tiny fly. As you see here, the recharge time on Anima Soul is so fast though that like even if it whiffs on one of the targets, we can still get our main target locked down again. The regular old HP upgrade, we fail our Devil Deal, and that is definitely a kick in the pants because obviously, you know, the nail, while it is good, you got to remember it was an XL floor, so we don't technically lose a Devil Deal on the first one, as it was like 4-1, but we strongly needed to get this one because that would have put us back almost even of what we lost, which was the combined value of a shop, a secret room, a super secret room, and possibly like a sack room. We don't have any bombs either for this, so I guess we're just going to head on down the next floor because we have no way of getting into the shop. We have no way of getting into the golden chest or nothing, so kind of a bummer there. We could try to go. By the way, Marbles made us swallow the Locust of Death. We could, I guess, try for its Soul Heart here, but it rarely works. Yeah, not gonna happen. We could also, in theory, we could drop ourselves down to 1 HP for a little bit of extra damage with Adrenaline. I think that's a little bit unnecessary. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna head on down. It is kind of a shame that we don't get to go into the shop, though, with us having more than enough money to buy a premium item. Maybe even 2 if one's half price. So consumables are what we're lacking right now. There we go. That's a little combo there with the Locust of Death. But if there was one item that I would want in this situation to kind of keep us safe and really mitigate that damage that we possibly could be taking, it's gonna be something like Anima Sola. I do not agree with us getting hit there. I think that we were well past where that grub was, but I don't know about that one, game. I think you got away with one there. All right. So we're at the point now where we need to start getting quality tier effects. Need to stop taking really stupid damage. And a Devil Deal on the last floor would have been real nice. Couple keys here. A little too late for that last floor, unfortunately. What in the world? Sir, you are not allowed to move with Anima Sola. I don't know how you managed to do that. Game breaking its own rules as always. Card reading, it's pretty much an immediate automatic pickup. Look at an Emperor card. We do not really want to go into the boss room yet until we go into the item room. Reason being is because there might be and hopefully will be an item that's going to help us with this boss before we go in there. Remember, we're not sitting on. I mean, Anima Sola is Anima Sola, but you're not invincible with Anima Sola. Like it's not a cheat code that's going to just stop you from taking damage. You still got to play well. A much needed bomb here. What we need is some soul hearts. I don't know if that's going to be in range of that. We get a Yera card, or Yera rune, which if we manage to get a soul heart, even a single soul heart, I'm going to Yera rune it. The Emperor card, well, maybe not. Maybe not. The Emperor card right now doesn't really represent much value because we're nowhere near the end of this run. Yeah, that's real bad. I guess we can go down to 1 HP here. So notice how Isaac's kind of breathing heavy now, and that's because we have enabled Adrenaline. So we get a slight damage bonus here. The lower our health, the more damage we get. We could also use the Emperor card to teleport out of here. which may not be a bad play, to be honest. And I think that that's a play we're going to do because, to be quite frank, we're not going to... This Emperor card is not going to save us much for now. I don't know if the Secret Room's here or not. I feel like it's not, but... No, you know where it is? It's in that spike. It's to the right of that spike room. Crackjacks. And butter, which we do not want. Animasola is woefully ineffective against Fistula. I'm actually fine with Crackjacks here because we're guaranteed a Devil Deal as long as we don't lose this Soul Heart. That's the biggest thing. I don't know what the deal is with these corners and these grubs today, but a range upgrade. That's just super duper awesome. Really great. Yeah. We have to take Empty Vessel here. Empty Vessel, Little Brimmy is just kind of a bonus. Honestly, a Hungry Soul is not terrible either. But Empty Vessel at least gives us flying. And also, of course, the Invincibility Shield. Yeah, this is where our secret. You know. By Spike Room, I wasn't talking about the Sacrifice Room. I was talking about the literal Spike Room, this room here. Okay, so we got a little something cooking. Nothing crazy yet. Little Brimstone is going to help us out greatly with having some DPS. We have a Yarrow Rune on deck. So what I'm hoping and honestly really praying for here is that this Curse Room has a bunch of red chests that we just simply duplicate. Or it could just have, you know, spiders and nothing else in there, and then we just get absolutely rolled by RNG. Could try to play for the Eraser. I'm still not going to take it over Animasola. That's just silly. Alright, well. We were on a good pace for Boss Rush, but right now we got to think about survival. I'm almost never not going to go into the red portal. I like working backwards in levels. This is clown physics right here on full display. Thank you, Empty Vessel. Get an orbital here, which, you know, is kind of whatever. It will combo nicely with Empty Vessel, obviously, for the shield whenever it does show up, but it's not something that we're going to try to plan for. We stopped him right on that spike rock there. Have a taste of your own medicine, game. Something that is becoming apparent real fast is that we need some movement speed. And I know people are like, oh, wait, so you weren't complaining about movement speed at the start of the run. Well, yeah, that's the start of the run. We're now deep into the mid game of a run, and we need now is when you need to have the biggest power curves that you can on any given run is in the mid game. Mid game is the most important. Because this represents this is like basically like your last stand against the end game of the run to get good items. Like Flip is great, don't get me wrong. Flip is flipping amazing. But it's not necessarily better than Animasola right now. However, I'm going to take Flip for now. After we know where the item room is and after we know where the shop is. The reason why we don't need to take Flip right now currently is because we don't know where either one of those is, and it provides us with absolutely no benefit. Whereas Animasola can still save us some damage. Now, as far as like what we're going to take, I don't know. It's hard for me to give up Anima Sola in a survival situation. Especially with Empty Vessel, especially with Empty Vessel and an Orbital. But, that being said, you can absolutely make an argument for Flip, because we're in a situation where we need to get value. And, you know, that value, quote-unquote value, is represented by us getting extra items, you know. So if we can manage to swing that, I am going to be lazy here, but save time. If it's so difficult, we might get lucky and get the school bag. That would be the best case scenario here in the shop. Coupon and the broken modem. I also love how we're just not getting any soul hearts, by the way. So really neat about that. Yeah, the guillotine and the intruder is all wow bad. I mean, the intruder's kind of, again, it's an item that we can, it's an item that we can benefit from, but not really profit from. And use Soul of the Lost here just so we don't get charged for a soul heart coming out of the curse room. I could have used it for like a devil deal or something like that, but we're a long way off from our next devil deal. Now this Justice card is tempting to use with the Yara rune, especially with the soul heart. I think what we do is we use the Justice card and then decide if we want to use the Yara rune, because we need HP here. And yeah, there's no reason to pick up that key. So let's use the Justice card. Use the Yara rune to double everything. Is there anything else that we need to double on the floor? I don't think so. Yeah, so let's use the Yara rune. It's going to give us 2 keys and 2 soul hearts to start with. Money, money, money. Money, 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 money. Okay. Good, 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 good. I think that was probably the best case scenario that we could have ever hoped for. In a situation where we are just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel right now in terms of resources. So 81 cents is a massive amount of money for us, which guarantees that we're going to get a greed fight on the next floor. Okay, so there's no temptation to go into the boss here. And we get a significant damage upgrade thanks to 8-inch nails. 8-inch nails also has a little knockback that you have to be a little bit careful of. One thing we cannot do right now is take any bad damage. All damage is bad damage right now. I don't know about that one, Anima Sola. Need you to grab Mega Fatty there. Gonna be even more difficult. Wow, that's smooth. Gonna be even more difficult with the Stony on us. So that was a pretty awful room for us. The reverse strength card is going to do an AoE debuff, basically. We don't need any more reverse strength card game. It's going to do an AoE debuff that makes all targets in the room take double damage. It also slows them, I think, for a little bit. And rocks in here. Usually there is one. Secret room I know is here, but I'm not going to blow it up in this room because I like having that rock barrier there. Okay, so Empty Vessel is procced right now, so we're going to go and do as much damage as we can with Cube of Meat. Yeah, I don't know how the statue was closer than the Leaper that we were next to. That one. Sometimes Anima Sola gets a little wild hair about it and decides to grab stuff is not supposed to be grabbing. So now let's go get our requisite greed fight out of the way. Oh, it's not a greed fight. Take that back. Hierophant card's huge for us here. But and all this is great, by the way. I'm glad that we at least got some soul hearts out of this shop. But we really needed to get like Keeper Sack or something like that. Keeper Sack, mapping, I mean anything like that would be huge. I'm actually going to take the Fool card here because I don't think that we're going to need this. The Strength card is nice to have, to be sure, but having a teleport to get out of a challenge room and that sort of stuff is really powerful. I think the secret room is there. Maybe no, it's not there. It's starting to look less likely that it actually is there. What's still... Oh, there's a dip up there. We don't have a bomb anyway, so... Yeah, okay. It could be caddy corner. It could be below the item room. I'd rather not use our only bomb for it. Okay, so we need to get a Devil Deal, and it needs to be significant here. Just buying time for Empty Vessel. We got 10 seconds left on it, I believe. I've not been paying attention to the timer on Empty Vessel. There we go. Yeah, it was 40. And we failed a 73% deal with the devil. Womp, 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 womp. Yeah, I mean, the path of the least and fastest resistance is now what the goal is, because if we're gonna try to outrace the game instead of trying to outbeat it, then we got to do what we got to do here. And if we get red portals, you bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna be taking them. Great lockdown by Anima Sola there. So we get a movement speed upgrade, and a bomb, and maybe a key. This is... I mean, it gives us 2 or 3 for Leviathan, but we already have flying. Like, yeah, like, we need damage, but... I guess I'll take... Like, I'm always kind of flip-floppy on Eye of Occult, just because of the fact that, like, it also gives you a really bad shot speed down. I tell you one thing, the fact that we're using these red portals, it's dangerous in a way, because you're effectively skipping the entire level and possibly getting like tinted rocks or, you know, red chests that could have soul hearts, that sort of stuff. So it's an inherent risk of skipping, but you just have to weigh whether or not is skipping an entire level going to save you more damage than you would be taking, rather than just simply going to the boss and just, like, you know, owning the boss. D-Bizzle. D-Bizzle. Gotta take D-Bizzle. Oh boy, we're playing real fast and loose here. I don't know, man. Red hearts are the name of the game. That's actually huge here. Sometimes Eye of the Occult seems like a really good deal, and other times, especially with Brimstone, Eye of the Occult is just really annoying to play with. I don't know where we're going to be going here. Got ourselves a big bony. Great time. Okay, so Empty Vessel kicked off at 40. I got to remember that. There we go. That's what we like to see. Big time lockdowns here from Anima Sola. Just completely shut them down before they get a chance to do anything. That is the entire MO of this item. Don't give him a chance to react. BFF Little Brimmy is also going to give us a nice little bit of extra damage. D-Bizzle. D-Bizzle. Coming through in the clutch, getting us more soul hearts. I don't feel like fighting Monstro 2, so I'm not going to. I know that was our only bomb, but I think it was a strategically wise play there. Stop all of his spawning. Yep. And we've gone to a dead end. Right. All right. Keep the nickel. Okay. So as a mimic chest, we do not want the mimic chest. I wouldn't mind getting some bombs from Wrath though. D-Bizzle ate a mega troll bomb to the face, and we're just like, whatever. Like, I like it. You all right, D-Bizzle? Keep it coming. Yeah, we'll go take out the one that we did not freeze with Animasola first, because obviously that one represents the clearest and most present danger. And we have successfully gone in the wrong direction yet again. All right. This is just how we do. How we do on a Thursday. All right, well, we just did it again. So that's just, there you go. Somehow that one little tiny room to the left of the secret room happens to be the only way to go to Isaac. That is astounding. That was actually best case scenario there for us to lock down that eye laser. A bit of a waste there on that yellow chest. We got to remember we need the keys for regular chest when we get there eventually. Hopefully Sloth just does us a solid and gives us an Emperor card. Or another Fool card. You're seeing here the downside of having very bad movement speed in the later stages. I mean, it's not like it's a huge secret or anything, but like, yeah. You need that mobility to keep you safe and stay out of harm's way. So we didn't really gain any HP after doing an entire full clear. I mean, we got a little bit thanks to D-Bizzle, but it's a disappointing amount of HP. Okay, Empty Vessel should be kicking off, I think, at 20. I could have timed that a little bit better. I need to be paying more attention to... Oh, no, it was at the even hour. Okay. Or even minute, I should say. I got the ads. Big time plays here from Cuban Meat and Animasola and Empty Vessel. It's big time plays all around. I mean, we're really grinding this one out here. It's a little slow by, I think that was it was either the Intruder or the Locust of Death. Yeah, we get a very clean kill on Isaac. D-Bizzle one for the road. Yeah, buddy, I tell you what. And we end it with a red portal. And oh man, I will... It's quite the ending, I gotta say, game. Give me a C-section at the very, very end. I kind of hate when the game does that sometimes, though, just because it's like, come on, man. You could have given us that early on, and we could have had a much more fun run. Not that this run wasn't fun, obviously, because I think that we did a very good job with our... with all of our decisions, pretty much. I don't really have too many second guesses here. Animasola over Flip, I think, was absolutely the right call. Yeah, we just straight up just smacked the game right in the face today. You know what? I'll go ahead and take it. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this run. And we're only 7 away from the TM Trainer run happening here on YouTube. And as a reminder for those of you who may have forgotten that tonight, or I should say today, About 4 hours from now, I'm going to be going live here on YouTube to do the Raid Shadow Legends sponsor stream number 3 that we've done in the Mosh Pit. I'm going to start off at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, playing an Isaac run, and then after that, we're going to do 1 hour of Raid Shadow Legends. It's going to be the whole sponsored segment, and then after that, we're going to be doing another Isaac run, and then just hanging out in the Mosh Pit, listening to music, all that kind of good stuff. So check it out. It's going to be happening over here on YouTube, and yeah, I hope to see you all there. Thank you for all the support, everybody. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thanks to patrons of mine like Caitlin Bennett, Hunter, Carlos Ibanez, and Vernon James Ely. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.